When I hear Joko Ninomiya Kancho's name, a samurai comes to mind. What I admire about him the most is his incredible fighting spirit and his never give up fighting attitude. Even as a young kid, when I saw the incredible footage of him fighting in a third world tournament, and he came third at 21 years of age, and then later, a few years after that, to win the All Japan tournament and beating Nakamura Mokoto and Sanpei Kenshi in the final, that was just such an incredible achievement. To beat the two strongest fighters in Kyokushin in the consecutive one after the next I don't think has ever been done before, and he achieved this because of his incredible fighting spirit and his samurai attitude of never give up and almost like fight to death.
The Sabakis, and he kept true to the real martial art aspects that I still believe in today. What feels right for me to say is staying true to oneself is what he represents to me, and he's been able to touch with this story, with him showing up to his dojo day after day, with him holding Sabaki year after year and being consistent, keeps kind of faith in humanity and in martial arts, and to let me know that I'm not wasting my time doing what I'm doing.
How can you not aspire to this incredible man? His legacy will live on forever, and when they talk about old school and old ways and how to train in your mindset, Ninomiya Kancho comes to mind. Is that of train hard, never give up, live your life purely in karate and follow the Buddha way. That is Ninomiya Kancho.
Introduce.
Kancho Joko Ninomiya, thank you guys for Blackbelt Magazine, Man of the Year. Introduce you guys to Kancho Joko Ninomiya.
This time I like to speak English, but I don't speak Japanese, so my son can translate to Japanese. とにかく今回ですね、ブラックベルマガジンからこの名誉ある2020年Man of the Year というに選んでいただいたことをですね、ものすごく名誉に思っております。ありがとうございます。
Was to be picked as Man of the Year for the year of 2020. He's very humble and very grateful to be acknowledged that way.
5月頃にですね、ブラックベルトマガジンの方から遠心空手に興味があり、Zoom でですね、参加して遠心空手を紹介してもらえないかということで、始まったわけですけれども、それが全世界の皆さんに評価してもらい、良い評価でですね、こういう運びになり、私にこの賞をもらうことになったことを嬉しく思っております。
5 months ago, Black Belt Magazine reached out to Kancho to do a live video on the internet, and it ended up getting really good reviews that translated to this happening, and he's really happy for that.
私12歳の時から柔道、そして15歳からは空手も一緒に、ずーっと今までね、55年間やってきました。その中でもいろんな挫折したり、うまく進まなかったり、いろいろあったけど、その度にですね、誰かが、たくさんの生徒がですね、自分に力をくれたり、そしてこうやってやってくることができた。で、今でもですね、こうやって私の息子3人います。上からね、マイク、そして高一、このジョータ、3人が つも後ろで自分をね、支えてくれてた。そういう支えがないと、今の自分はないと思っています。だから、その皆さんにも、感謝してます。
From 12 years old, he started judo. And then from 15, he started karate. And for 55 years, he hasn't stopped. And there's a lot of ups and downs through the entire process. But there was always people there to support and students that were there to help him. And he has 3 sons. The oldest one, Mike Ninomiya, middle one, Skoichi, and me. And he says without everybody's help, he would not be the person he is today. He's really grateful for that.
Yes. Thank you for to the Blackbelt magazine selecting me. Thank you very much. Yes. 私のですね、英語で言うか。英語でやる。I also remember I was high school, from New Zealand. Big guy came. I was brown belt and just maybe year training. And he's already New Zealand instructor. But my teacher's friend, so he brought to Yawatahama, where I live. I have a school, high school, But anyway, they have my teacher's dojo. And one day, evening, I need to fight with him in the dojo. But, just like a baby, when I kick, he grabbed and boom. I couldn't do nothing. I was so upset. So, I felt I need to build up my body. Otherwise, I cannot fight with this guy. And I felt, I had to make a man's muscle. So the summer is coming up and summer vacation time. So a lot of people going to beach and, go to different places, stuff like that. But I picked go to the beach, but I'm going to bring my sandbag and tent. Then I found nice beach from my house, maybe 1 hour away, and I decided to put a very shade right next to a bush. They had a tent. I put up a tent, and daytime so many people swimming and praying. So I don't want to do front of everybody. So I do training is early morning, and when after they left, so evening like at 6-7 o'clock evening when it's quiet, then I was running and dog jump in the sand parts. I did so many training. And I had a bag, so I found a pine tree and branch hanging a rope, hanging bag and kicking, punching. I was doing. But, when I doing, now every time I go back my tent, every time there are 2 or 3 eggs was front of my tent sitting. But I really didn't know, somebody, leaving. So I had every day, sometimes Japan drink sometimes what's called raw eggs too. So just break them. Sometimes go into the what's called like a ramen noodle, and you can put cook with egg stuff like that. But anyway, you know that was a lady, but I really didn't know, and you know I was so upset. You know that time someone helping me see that way, cheering me up. So I never can forget. Then 25 years later, I had go to my junior high school when I graduate. They want me to speech and showing a demonstration. But I thought I couldn't speak in front of everybody, see. So that's why maybe 4 years I said I cannot do it. But 5 years later, then I thought, let's go try. Maybe I'm time to show, kids is, what I did. I want to share. So I talked then speech about the lady, and there was on the TV show, and the lady was watching TV. Then we found out, and she came up, to the junior high school. So I went to junior high school. Then they had we had a show to meet together like that. But she that time too. She said she was a school teacher, gym teacher. See, so I was doing a lot of running and this. So she feel like really want to help, me, cheering me up. That's why I left. She left egg. She told me so. Anyway, that is my really good feeling. Someone doing for me. I cannot forget. Then my age, right now I'm going to be 67 next month. Maybe time to start coming like that, If I seen somebody, I like to help, see. And, that's, I think, very important when human, from baby to go adult, then going to, start age come like that. So something to do, different things they have. So that's what I thought, see, good feeling. So I think I have a little bit video stuff too. Please watch.
生命の尊さ is the Japanese phrase, life is precious. We are all given the gift of life, and the moment we appreciate that gift, we have the strength to fight for what we care about.
In 1978, he won first place in the All Japan, the Super Bowl of karate tournaments, with over 100 fighters from around the world competing over the span of 2 days. From the humble beginnings of hanging a heavy bag in Cheeseman Park, he started alone but soon captivated the fascination of others. Step by step, piece by piece, the building blocks of the foundation began to fall into place. He continued with his journey in karate and went on to teach countless numbers of students, transforming and touching many lives in the process. A practical system of self-defense and fighting that utilized circular movements and blind spot positioning to use the opponent's power against themselves. He named the style Enshin Karate.
In 1994, Kancho was invited to do a demonstration and give a speech at the same junior high school he had once attended as a youth. The national news was there to cover the event. The demonstration went flawlessly and the movements expressed were refined, smooth, and powerful. There he gave an inspirational message to a group of school children and spoke about the gift he received when he was their age. In 1971, Kancho Joko Ninomiya was 17 years old when he faced adversity by being physically dominated in kumite by one of his teacher's friend from overseas. After being down but not out, he knew at that moment he needed to build up his adolescent body. So unlike many kids his age, he spent a whole summer break from school training in isolation. Away from the bustle of normal beachgoers, he found a quiet spot and set up a tent next to a bush. By coincidence, a woman who was a school teacher living nearby noticed his tent and the abnormal tenacity that young Joko possessed. While most people went to the beach for leisure, she noticed Joko, on the other hand, was there with a different purpose. After a hard day's training, he came back to a spot and found a mysterious gift. The teenage Joko, who was used to eating old rice, had no clue who had given him this precious gift. It was the seemingly simple gift of an egg, but to Joko it meant much more, and it awoke within him a warm appreciation for this unknown onlooker. He took this deep sense of gratitude and embraced the responsibility to try his hardest. In doing so, he inspired the world through his passion. By coincidence, a family who was viewing the newscast was captivated by the story of Kancho and the egg. To their amazement, they knew exactly who the mysterious woman was, and 25 years after the gift of the egg was given, they reached out and the fateful connection was made. Martial arts begins and ends with a bow of respect based on a deep appreciation for life. Two people who shared this experience had finally met one another, and Kancho was able to express his deep gratitude for the egg that reminded him, Seimei no Totosa, life is precious. The woman was 91 years old at the time and was no longer a mystery, but Kancho always carried with him that warm, wholesome feeling that was gifted to him during that time in his life. When they were united, the broadcaster came to cover the amazing story, and she gave a heartfelt message to the children. She expressed to them that it was important to try hard, to never give up, and to pursue dreams, because even in her death, she will forever be waiting that next hero. The Enshin organization was recognized by Blackbelt magazine for their ability to pivot to virtual classes internationally during the pandemic challenge of 2020. For many people around the world, they were forced to pause and appreciate what really matters to most of them, what they really want to fight for, and what means the most to them. In our division, we must remember the message of the egg, life is precious. How can we evolve ourselves to Sabaki conflict and fight without fighting? Kancho Joko Ninomiya is the founder of such a system that connects us to a universal truth, that we are all connected beyond our differences.
これはバカじゃなかろうか思うほど繰り返してかわいそうになったんです。こんなにまで一生懸命やらないけんもんじゃろうかな。これはどうしても何かあると思って目をつけたんです。
The fighting spirit of Kancho Ninomiya is strong, but also about innovation. When we innovate and embrace change, life prospers and the gift of the egg is realized. Even after accomplishing his dreams and opening over 100 schools worldwide, the journey is still ongoing. Most recently, Kancho Ninomiya devised an ingenious training dummy during the pandemic to aid virtual classes. At the age of 67, most accomplished masters are comfortable resting in their accomplishments. Grandmaster Joko Ninomiya again is the exception. He has now introduced Newaza into the curriculum of Enshin. This brought him back to his roots in judo and showcases a high-level ability to subdue an opponent using technique versus brute strength. For his fighting spirit and ingenuity to adapt for the future while preserving the past, Kancho Joko Ninomiya is awarded Blackbelt Magazine's Man of the Year and inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Again, so this is my son, and Kancho Mike. He gonna be after my position, so gonna be a Kancho, okay? And he's a second son. He's Koichi Ninomiya, and he always come headquarters, and he's an instructor and teaching for us, you know. And his Jota Ninomiya is behind the camera, then he was helping me. Okay. And anyway, my dream was when 12 years old, you know, I want to come to the United States, and I got starting karate is 15. Then definitely I know with karate then I want to come to United States. But everything, you know, my dream is always come true. And I always think my life is very, you know, happy. And I love what I do. I think everybody saying to see, if you like and you never mind put your time as much you want, but you don't really feel, you know, I don't want to do this, that. You don't feel, you won't forget more time to how much you're doing. Even I don't eat, then I can keep going, see, because I like it. You know, and I'm very happy I found in my life this karate. I'm really lucky guy, see. Yeah. And also, very lucky is I have 3 sons. 3 is in martial arts then, you know, like following me, after me, then they're ever doing 3. There are not too many, you know, my friends have a lot of kids, but they don't really not like this follow. So I'm very lucky, you guys here and with me, and always behind to help me enjoy that stuff too. So, but anyway, I come here. It's just New York. It's 3 years. So some people are saying, you know, oh, you have what kind of accent do you have? I thought New York accent. Just joking. From Japan, 20 years old. I came from Japan, so I have a Japanese accent. I lived in New York 3 years. And come to Denver, and people asking me about my accent. Anyway, first I came here by myself. I don't know no dojo. So I had to go to the Cheeseman Park from here about 15 minutes. Then found a big tree trunk and hanging the tree branches. Hanging bell, rope, and punching bag. From there, started 2 people joined. Anyway, one of the Japanese guy, one is another Mike. That's 2. And now is how many years? 45 years. You know, I'm here. Then little by little, from other country they get interest. They come to here, then training, and they're going back to their own countries and doing the Enshin karate. So I'm very happy. You know, myself is really, I don't want to make a bigger school, more good quality is for me is very important. But now it's so many 27, 28, almost 30 countries, over 100 schools there. So for me, I had to go, teach around all over the world. But right now, this year's coronavirus and the pandemic, so I cannot go nowhere. And but we need to help each other. Like this Zoom, you can use it, then you can talk each other, and I think a lot of things. And for this, we learn a lot of new stuff too. Yeah. So what do you think that by doing with Zoom?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think it's really an extension of the Sabaki mindset where, we could sit and try to do things the hard way but Sabaki is trying to use the most efficient way to get the information across, to reach people, and also, the style is about connecting to people. So I think it's, we all have differences, we're all unique, but there's something that does connect us on a much deeper level, and that's Enshin, heart of the circle. So I think it's, it's almost embedded into our style, into everything that we do, everything that Kancho has, set the foundation for. It's set in a way to adapt, to evolve, to innovate when there's a crisis, when there's, anything in your life, it's a relationship, any kind of problems, we can find a solution using this kind of mindset. So I think, for me, that's the most appreciative. So thank you.
Yes. So this kind of Zoom, you can go, all over the world too. But more personally, if too many people see how to watch everyone move, but personally, maybe 10 people or something, who can see their move, can fix stuff like that. I think very useful. So, but if you don't have this kind of pandemic, I know some companies for meeting stuff that they was using, but the karate have usually if I go there 100 people, over 100 people there, but I cannot really checking. If you do, I like to check. Not I just show and then they just follow, They should what I showed one they are doing right. Also, I like to see. So I told some people want to do by Zoom, but I told maybe most 15 people, maybe different time you can go, 2-3 times. Let's do that way. Then I give an idea. Yeah. Also, though, Sensei Koichi is teaching class here. About 8 people is okay, 8 to 10. And what I made is because for coronavirus, and you cannot really touch each other. That's the problem. So I thought also with Zoom, then he's different space, and I'm here. Then I doing showing technique, but in the air it's very hard to understand. So that's why I made sabaki dummy, right? So that's behind the scenes. This can basically beats. So and they can put them on geese, stuff like that. But I tried first. Remember 5 months ago with a Blackbelt magazine, internet Zoom, then did I showed only 3 stick was it. Then I tried showing. So that's why I start thinking, if it's 3 stick, then you cannot, which one is front or back. So I had to put our feet, then if you have a feet, maybe, even throw, need to stand up. That was very hard for me, challenge. Because a lot of time down, you cannot make stand up. So I made a joint, like strong rubber, and elbow they made later. So this is maybe fifth, sixth time renewed, stuff like that. So this way you can move elbows. So later, then the joint to go down, they can stretching, you can hook and down. But this couldn't make stand up like this because on only one joint. So I thought if two joint, I can make one. I can stand up. But one is good, see, because if you go to we studying ground fighting, right? So ground fighting time too. So I took at one knee joint. So if I go down here like this, you can make stance to go this. Yeah. And basically sometimes if you really want to get down, you push this one and twist this way. So foot otherwise. Then go to the top. But by knee bend, so a little bit more realistic. And sometimes we'll put something under. That's a chance to go into lock like this. Sometimes don't have to see. Don't let go that down. So you can hold in this legs too. So anyway, like this. If something losing, then you can go to the top on him. The elbow joint stuff too. So anyway, all kinds you can. And I'm really when standing stuff too. Another time we do a front way, back way, side way, trikomnage, stuff like this. This time, say, if you go to the front way, the inside leg can go down this way. So he's going down this way, right? So you can go get point this way, and the right way go into the collar to go here. This way, and this one go under, and really you can see is go here. Waist turn together. If once you get this, go in there, go to this part, and so this part is also focusing, and this is like a pedal. This one, this, yeah. So we can go this way. And sometimes they hold and get hard too. So now going to under. See, open up, grab, cross, grab this. There. And put feet, knee here. This foot going to between his arm. Going to. Then you pick him up and turn. So that time you will set. His arm set. Alright? So you're going this way. So you take care of this leg, arm. Alright? Then you can go this way. Go on. So you can grab this. Go into the other way. Anyway, under so many, I was thinking this kind too, you already this. So keep this side arm and go into the this. Get this. So he cannot both is his arms cannot. So you can go Well, now one more last is coming into it. All right. Anyway, by whole thing is by this made. Ground is okay. See, now standing is a little bit problem. That's why I put the two joint to stand up right. If you sit right, it should go standing. Right? Okay. I'm very glad I made this. So I think Sensei Koichi last time. Remember? Yeah, he can be here. He don't need to attack. Yeah, so from here then. Up. He kicking you in the stomach. What's going to block? Yeah. Bam. Then after that, what's hikimashi? And down. Shriek. You know, making them practice here. Yeah. Jordan Marshall and catching them. Yeah. Catch it. They go shakes. But I was doing like this. Sometimes spinning back head, he goes suddenly. Shake. But if you don't have this, you have to buy in the air or just with bag. Like with no move. You know, I'm happy to make this. One of why I start making is I had to show the Blackbelt magazine, you know, how to throw. That's why I start making. So I'm very lucky to, you know, Blackbelt magazine ask me. So, all right. And, you know, also I was, first time I moved to Denver, I need another job. So I went to halfway house, light, jail, no, before jails, halfway house. When time comes, you have to go home and a little bit younger. So maybe 16, 17, 18 years old, maybe 22, they was there. And one of the guy wants to challenge me in there as kind of boss. About 25, 30 people was there. But, you know, he's telling them. So one day I went there and he was laughing. And, he want to fight with me. So anybody if want to fight in halfway house, they have a gym, go to gym, they have a tatami mat, and they have a even boxing ring too. So we just go inside too, who want to fight. And other teachers come, then they watch too. The other students, they can watch. So they don't do behind and they don't fight each other. So I had to fight them. He told me that I am the wrestling champion in the high school. Okay, and you are the champion, karate champion. So please don't use kick and punches. He told me so. But I said, okay. Then anyway, I had to do judo parts. So I throw, then I start going into the sankaku. I just showed somebody carry, going to the leg. So anyway, he's passed out from the way everybody. So that kind of had. And another time I had to fighting is one day ago, security. They said one of the guy have a knife, then he's staying in the room we cannot take. See, I was working is from lunchtime, after the lunch. So I was, after the lunch, I walk in, then guy was big circle then. And security came to me, please go in and take a knife. So I had a jacket. Then I came in, and they had a door, then I opened the door. He was standing, then wanted me to come, but I had to take him out. So what I going to do then? I had a jacket in me, see. So okay, I going to do it. So what I did is from here to come, and that handle, everything fly away. So did you miss? It's okay. Yeah. Anyway, right here, you have to make Nami see if you're going to see them on this pattern. So that time, weight back. So I'm going to push him together, both legs, and bang! And he was there. Now, right away, the security came and they took care of him. But that can happen. So I always have something, so, right? That kind, so each time I showed in the tournament demonstration. I had to do demonstration. Then this is not like just fighting, sabaki fighting. But I think very important. And what I had in my life happened. So, I had to find out what I had to do. Not just barehanded. You cannot take care of everything, right? And that's why showing with knife, sword, and if they have, I should get something too. Sometimes not then do, but then sometimes I thought the idea was really this one idea got is Sensei Kishi. He made a bow and a string, so he come there, he gonna hit head, pow, from behind to them, and hit the pow. So I thought, I can use it in the tournament something, So I was using woolly belt first. It's very dangerous. Then I started using belt. It's more just strapping. But if you change like this, like a dangerous place. So I got this button, bam, hit this one. Or you can get plunge. Yeah. So I just decided just showing this demonstration. But really is this. Yeah. But sometimes, see, what's figured out, if they come to stop also, back then you can push her too. So I thought this one is chance to go into here. Right? So you can go. And finish off too. Or swinging and take. So this swing, then you can go with this side, around the come here, right? Something like this. But I just sometimes just shoulder, make sure you have to care. So yeah. And sometimes what I did. If you either if this way coming here, then you get once, you put together. Then you're going to take them up, and you can go in. Now you can take it. Anyway. This kind is at my job, halfway house, and this outside, and I get ideas. And in Japan too, I had to fight with a long sword he had too, so I had to take him outside. I was standing security for the disco bar, so many young people come. Then there was upstairs, so many people, they pack, and there was fighting something. So one day came out and he brought a long sword. But I seen, so I had to stop. I was by the door, was watching. And sometimes, once in a while, I go upstairs and make sure check. So anyway, I stopped and took him outside. Then he won't take him out and grabbed and took him down and took out the sword and gave to the manager. So manager told the boss. So boss wants more, like me, 2 or 3 people want higher. And my teacher got the company there after that. So, anyway, a lot of fighting. If you don't have a fighting, that's the best. Really don't need it, some is. But sometimes, take out a knife or something I have to do if they ask. I cannot say, oh, I don't want to. I don't say so. But in life, if you don't have a fight, that's the best. I really think. Yeah. But anyway, what?
You got any questions? Yeah. So.
But anyway, now is the ancient karate is not just a standing technique, with the ground fighting. That's a really big change, huh? Yeah, then maybe not right now, but everybody need to practice. Then some tournament is I like to make standing also grounding, right? Yeah, but that part, I think he going to take care or lose and also going this kind of tournament too. We don't need to push what we have that way, okay too. Then some people are going to that way. But he was saying this is right, A lot of people, if you go to really professional, then I understand. But for us, ancient karate, is not really professional. They don't get money for this. If you go to the tournaments, and everybody marry, and if you go home, they have kids and parents, and you have to work. You have to get job, and you have to go to work. Then your face always go like this, and arms broken. You cannot go there. You can live. You don't think so?
Yeah, and I think the story about the egg video it really talks about martial arts is about protecting life and something that you treasure, and to the point where you don't want to have to hurt someone. You have more options, more choices. So you can see the ingenuity. He's using different things, and I'm going to use this side of the belt instead of that side. It's if he didn't care about someone, he'll just hit him however he wants. But there's a certain level of sensitivity that makes Enshin very unique. And I think that's even the way he teaches body conditioning. Sometimes people, it's just, okay, you can't take it, you're not strong enough. And then, it's kind of like a defeating mindset. But what Kancho has always told is you have to feel their spirit, and then just enough to make them stronger over time, like little by little. And I think that's, his phrase is a drop of water over time makes a hole in stone. So I think this kind of mindset, it's how can we continue to evolve ourselves so that we're less in conflict. And, if we find conflict, then, you have tools at your disposal. So,
I think so, yes. Yeah, really, human. If you are human, think about it when small. You know, in even 8, 10 years old, if you go to a fight, you don't really punch in face each other, or you don't bite in each other. You know, kicking groin and this. That feel like if seen that people, I think, oh, that's not normal. Something wrong. Put aside. You know, some parties not do. They have like humans they have inside there. You know, fighting is not killing each other, not to kill people. I think we have to always think about that part and we have to make a good tournament rules. Yes.
So we have the today is a really special day, and I'm really appreciative to Blackbelt magazine. I went over there with one of our students, Jesus, and it was really, so many positive, productive things came out of this relationship. And even Kancho said about the dummy, he always thinking like next, what he can do next, and so many things there's a lot to complain about this year, but the blessing, it's really appreciative to Blackbelt magazine. And from Blackbelt magazine, normally this would be coming from them, but this year is going to the man of the year for 2020 is my father, Kancho Joko Ninomiya.
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much for Blackbelt magazine. So thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll just take a picture.
Yeah.
We also had a kind of surprise, but so this was also a way to say thank you to the woman who gave the eggs to Kancho, but we have a little bit, it's early here in Denver, it's still kind of breakfast time, but we're going to enjoy these eggs, and so they have a special meaning now to us.
Not throw each other. Eat?
Yeah, we're going to eat them. It's also good.
I think it's good. Yeah. Thank you. Hey.
Thank you.